Hi everyone, my name is Tom Mitzoff. I'm one of the Bitcoin coaches, and I'm here to present Bitcoin Apprentice training module number 5, all about spending Bitcoin. Now, if you have not yet seen our training modules 1 through 4 in the Apprentice course, I strongly recommend that you go back and begin from the beginning and watch number 1. The links are below this video. If you've already seen those videos, then welcome to module number 5. The goals in this module will be to talk about where you can spend Bitcoin, why you'll want to do that, and why businesses will want you to spend Bitcoin. There are numerous places where you can spend your Bitcoins. Remember that Bitcoins were created primarily to be used on the internet. There are places popping up every day online where you can use your coins to buy products and services. And they range from large companies to very small neighborhood shops. Some examples include gift.com, a website that sells gift cards for Bitcoin. And you've certainly heard of overstock.com. They're the largest retailer currently that is accepting Bitcoin. And they were the first major online retailer who began to accept Bitcoin. That occurred in early January of 2014. TigerDirect.com is an online retailer of electronic equipment, and they followed shortly after Overstock in beginning to accept Bitcoin for their products. And the Sacramento Kings NBA basketball team took kind of a forward-thinking step and began accepting Bitcoin earlier in 2014. As we said, there's many other places around the globe that accept Bitcoin. Most of them are smaller retailers, and we believe we're going to start seeing more and more of the larger retailers that are going to begin to start accepting it very shortly. Now, you can take your smartphone, tablet, or laptop in with you to do your Bitcoin transaction with a particular merchant. Spending Bitcoins is not difficult once you understand how the wallets work, and we covered all of the wallets information in one of the previous modules. We suggest that you practice sending very small amounts from your Bitcoin wallet to your receiving address to learn how the process works. Or you could have a friend who is a Bitcoin holder send a small amount to you back and forth to help you with the process also. What will motivate people to use Bitcoin? Now, what will have to happen for the average American, Brit, Mexican, or anyone to say, I think I would rather pay in Bitcoin than the dollar, pound, or peso, or whatever the local currency is? What will have to occur before people make everyday purchases at markets, restaurants, etc., with Bitcoin stored on their phones instead of local cash? Well, we're at a tipping point right now. Whenever you have a currency or monetary system, you have to build an infrastructure for it. You have to build banks and processing networks. You have to have infrastructure in place for the transactions to occur. We have infrastructure for the peer-to-peer, which are person-to-person, person-to-business, or business-to-business transactions already in place. What is needed now is infrastructure being built at the business level, where you can go into a restaurant and pay in Bitcoin, for example. You must have an easy payment platform to be able to pay your check at a restaurant, movie ticket, or whatever you would like. And this is going to require some modifications to existing computer systems at businesses, which is one reason why you have seen so far mainly neighborhood shops who are doing this, because the larger chains, such as in this slide you're seeing Subway, larger chains to do something like this chain-wide will require quite a bit of work, and it's going to take some time for them to do. So you'll see that, but it will not be probably for several months. The infrastructure we talked about is not well built yet, but it is being built. For example, Bitcoin ATMs are being built and shipped around the world. Here's an example of one in this picture right here. How a Bitcoin ATM works is that you put cash into the Bitcoin ATM machine, and the machine puts the equivalent of that amount of Bitcoin into your Bitcoin wallet, most likely your mobile wallet. You saw on the previous slide somebody was holding their mobile phone up to the ATM and the ATM was transferring that amount into their mobile phone wallet. Now with Bitcoin, you don't need to carry cash with you, and you don't need to swipe a credit card or expose your account information. The transaction is quick and easy and doesn't expose your account to thieves. You'll remember in late 2013 and early so far in 2014, there have been reports of major account thefts of credit card numbers from major retailers. And all this takes place because the credit cards are vulnerable. Your information, once you swipe it, goes into databases that the company, the large retailer, has, and it's there. And if someone can hack into that computer and get it, it can be done. As we've discussed in our previous modules, there is no central server for the information on Bitcoin. It's all on the blockchain, which is open to everyone in the public to see, but it is not identified with your name or a specific ID number for you. So your transactions, as long as you've done your due diligence on the companies you're using for wallets or exchanges, should be good. And once again, this is a reason that businesses, we think, are going to adopt Bitcoin, is because the consumers are going to realize that there are less risks with the use of Bitcoin than there are with credit cards. Other motivations, greater profit margins for businesses. And the reason we talk about that is that credit cards, when a company accepts a credit card for a payment, about 2.5% to 4 to 5% of that purchase price goes back to the bank as the fee for processing that transaction. Now with Bitcoin, you have fees that are much smaller, about 1% or even less, and those come from individual wallet processors, but they don't have, there's no, like I said, no central server that the payments have to pass through. So businesses have a profit margin that will increase if they use Bitcoin over credit cards. And businesses will be looking to satisfy customers who are going to be looking to trade in Bitcoin, and that number continues to grow and will continue to grow. The business infrastructure, as we mentioned earlier, is still in its infancy for Bitcoin, and as it grows, so will the demand by users. Our next module will be about Bitcoin security. And of all the modules that we've had to date, this one, the upcoming one, is without a doubt the most important of everything that we've talked about, because it's up to you to make sure that your Bitcoins are secure, and we're going to tell you how to make sure that happens in the next module. Thank you so much for watching module number 5 in the Bitcoin Apprentice course. We want to remind you that to learn much more, and in fact to become one of the most knowledgeable people in the world on Bitcoin, you can look into our Bitcoin Mastery course at the URL bitcoinmasterycourse.bitcoincoaches.com. And until the next module, module 6, this is Tom Mitzoff saying so long, and we'll see you then.